Hi folks, welcome back to Stacey CAN CAN. I am making a gin, an apple pear infused gin. Another fun thing, a DIY or a fun holiday gift, whatever, or for your own consumption during a pandemic. Anywho, so what you need for it is a bottle of gin, obviously. It is recommended to go ahead and just use standard Bombay Sapphire gin, so that's what I have here. You need 4 red apples and 1 red pear. That is the preference. I'm not quite sure why. I didn't really investigate too much. I'm just following the recipe. They called for red. And 1/4 of a pound of dried pears as well. These have a bit of a sweetener in it. And then a container to infuse it in, because you're going to need about 5 to 7 days, another week for this as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I was unable to find organic fruit, so I went ahead and got some conventional fruit. And so I'm just using some hot water, boiling water from the kettle here to rinse off, kind of melt off a lot of that wax that you get on top of the fruit. And it really is coming off quite well. See the wax on the apples here? This is why we want to try to get as much of it off as possible, because the alcohol will infuse all of the chemical out of the apple, or out of the fruit, any fruit. So do your best to get as much of the wax off as you can. You can also Google different ways to do so. First things first, we're going to go ahead and slice the apples. And then place them in the jar, or whatever container you're using. So we got the apple sliced. Now let's go ahead and get the pear sliced up. And then throw these into the pot. Go ahead and put in the dried pears. We will pour in the gin. Put your lid on. I'm going to give it some good shakes here. Now that we have it all combined and in the jar and given it a good shake, you want to store it in a cool, dark place for about a week. You want to give it a shake at least once a day, and you can also taste it once a day just to see if it's at the sweetness or the liquorness that you like. And if you need an extra day, you can, or if you need to stop it at 5 days, then that's fine for your taste buds, then good on you. So, and until then, I'll see you in a week. Our apple pear gin has been infusing for a week, so we are now ready to strain it. Now my bowl, I've got my Collander. I'm going to go ahead and pour this infusion. We're going to do 2 strains. This is the first one. And we're just going to let this set for a little bit to get as much of the gin out of the fruit as we possibly can. Got the initial straining done with the mixture from the fruit into here. And now we're going to do another strain. You need either to use a jelly bag, or you can do it through coffee filters, whatever works for you. But you do need to do a double strain to make sure you get all the fruit particles out for safe preservation. Been letting this strain, and as you can see, there's still some more of the gin in here. With all of the fruit that's in there, I'm going to go ahead and take this off. It kind of clogs up the jelly bag, and it'll do the same thing with a coffee filter. So you're going to have to sort of strain some of this. I'm going to go ahead and remove the frame. And you might have to just kind of set it off to the side or give it a squeeze like so. And now we've got it fully strained. It's much clearer looking as well. So I am going to go ahead and give it a little bit of a taste. Oh, that tastes very good too. Fantastic gin. And then you can pour it into just whatever container you want. This is shelf ready. You can store it like you do any of your other alcohols. So we measured up to about 600 mils. It's right, it kind of in between the 500 and the 750 millimeter or milliliter measuring spot here. So you did lose about 100 mils of the liquid of the gin, which got absorbed into the fruit when you're infusing. So just keep that in mind. You will lose some. You can strain it back into the whatever bottle you want or container you want. You can restrain it back into the gin bottle that you purchased the gin from. I recycled mine, so there you go. I'm just putting it in here, and it gives a really pretty flavor and a real pretty color. So it's very clear. So this, my friends, is the apple and pear infused gin. It's completed. It is shelf ready, as I'd mentioned, because we did do the second straining with either a jelly bag or coffee filters. And so you can just set it on your, in your bar, wherever you put your regular hard alcohols, and how you store it there. So you don't need refrigeration for this, which is wonderful. So anywho, we are done, and thanks for joining me today. Please like and subscribe my page below. The recipe is below. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, input, feedback, by all means, you can reach out to me. I'm on Facebook at Stacey CAN CAN. I'm on, you can at me on Instagram and TikTok at Stacey CAN CAN. My website is www.staceycancan.com, and my email is info@staceycancan.com. And until next time, happy canning.